Once upon a time, there was a lioness living in a forest. She had only one cub who had grown quite a bit and was nearly an adult. Every day he would insist on hunting by himself, but the lioness would always refuse, telling him that he wasn't mature enough to hunt alone yet. She explained that hunting required not only strength but also cleverness and knowledge of hunting techniques. The cub grew frustrated, listening to his mother's reasoning repeatedly, and made it his mission to go hunting on his own. One day, the lioness, tired of his insistence, finally gave in and reluctantly allowed him to go hunt. The cub was overjoyed, but the lioness made him promise to avoid humans. She explained that humans are extremely cunning and dangerous. Though the cub promised, but he felt curious as to why his mother had forbidden him from attacking or hunting humans. As the lioness's cub bid farewell to his mother, he was filled with excitement and pride. Confident in his youngerness, he thought himself powerful, agile, and unstoppable. He believed that no one had the courage to face or defeat him. Lost in this pride, he quickly forgot his mother's advice and the promise he had made to her. Determined to prove his strength, he decided that his first prey would be a human. Ignoring all warnings, he set out with the sole intention of hunting a human. Along the way, he encountered various animals, both big and small, but he recognized them all and knew well that none of them were human. As he continued on his journey, he came across a camel. Having never seen an animal like a camel before, he assumed that this must be a human, as it appeared both strong and towering. The lioness's cub roared at the camel and said, "Hey, you scoundrel! Get ready! I won't let you live." Hearing the lioness's cub's roar, the camel asked, "Why do you want to kill me?" The lioness's cub replied, "Because you are a human, and I want my first hunt to be a human." The camel spoke again and asked, "Why do you want to hunt a human?" The lioness's cub replied, "Humans are powerful, and that's why I want to challenge a human first and defeat it." The camel replied, "You are mistaken. I am not a human. Humans are very powerful. They keep me as their servant, load me with burdens, milk me, and even sacrifice me for meat." The lioness's cub was taken aback, as he was quite intimidated by the size and stature of the camel, which led him to mistakenly think it was a human. He asked the camel, "Where can I find a human? I want to hunt a human first." The camel replied, "Keep going further into the forest, and you'll eventually come across a human somewhere." The lioness's cub moved forward, continuing his search for a human. After traveling a long distance, he spotted an elephant. Seeing the elephant's massive size, he grew nervous and thought that this must surely be a human, as it appeared even stronger than the camel. The lioness's cub roared at the elephant and said, "Hey, you scoundrel, get ready to face me. Today, I won't let you live." The elephant was surprised by the lioness's cub's words and asked, "Why do you want to kill me? What mistake have I made that has angered you so much?" The lioness's cub replied, "You are very powerful, and today I want to defeat you to prove that I am stronger than a human. My first hunt must be a human." The elephant said, "You are mistaken. I am just an elephant. Humans are even more powerful than I am. They ride on my back, load me with heavy burdens, and use my tusks to carve ornate items to decorate their homes." The lioness's cub was astonished, as he had assumed the elephant was a human due to its size and strength. He asked the elephant, "What does a human look like? And where can I find one?" The elephant thought for a moment and then pointed to a monkey sitting in a tree. He said, "A human looks somewhat like that, but without a tail. Humans are usually taller and very powerful." Just then, the elephant heard the sound of trees being chopped. He told the lioness's cub, "Head toward that sound. It's the sound of trees being cut, and only humans cut down trees." The lioness's cub followed the sound and soon found a human near a towering tree. The man had no tail and was tall, just as the elephant had described. Though the cub didn't find him as strong as the camel or the elephant, the massive tree he was chopping reached up to the sky, with a trunk far thicker than the man himself. Watching him cut down such a giant tree, the cub felt a hint of fear in his heart, but was determined not to back down. He roared at the human, "Oh, human, prepare to face me. Today, I won't stop until I've defeated you." The man, startled by the lioness's cub, asked nervously, "Why do you want to kill me?" The lioness's cub replied, "My mother warned me to avoid humans, saying that humans are very cunning and dangerous. But I've made a promise to myself that my first hunt will be a human, so prepare yourself to face me." The man grew nervous, but realized that the cub was acting out of impulsiveness. He thought to himself that he would have to outsmart the cub to escape, so he said, "You asked your mother for permission to hunt, but I haven't asked my mother for permission to hunt. If you give me a chance, I'll go and get her permission too." The lioness's cub fell for his words and said, "All right, go quickly, get your mother's permission, and come back so I can face you in a fair fight." The man thought to himself that the cub was acting foolishly, and he decided to take advantage of this. He said, "Look, just yesterday, another lion wanted to challenge me, but when I returned with my mother's permission, he had already run away. I hope you won't get scared and run away as well." The lioness's cub replied, "I'm not afraid of you. Go and come back quickly with your mother's permission." The man said, "You know, the day before yesterday, another lion said the same thing, but by the time I returned, he had run off in fear. If you'd like, I can tie you to this tree with a rope so you won't be able to run away. When I come back, I'll untie you, and then we can have a fair fight." The lioness's cub fell for the man's words and said, "All right, if it makes you feel better, go ahead and tie me up." The man securely tied the cub to the tree with a rope, then picked up his axe and prepared to finish him off. The cub cried out, "What are you doing? How can you kill me without your mother's permission? And that too while I'm tied up?" The man replied, "Your mother advised you that humans are powerful and cunning, but you ignored her advice and came to fight me. Those who disregard their mother's words end up suffering like this. A mother's advice is always in her child's best interest, and those who don't follow it meet this kind of fate." With a powerful swing of his axe, he struck the lioness's cub and killed him.